here we are back with another story time, talking about the typical retarded and corny activity just goes on in my life every day because the area I live in is full of nothing but a whole bunch of retards and untrained kids that just act like they've never been taught a day in their life. So yeah, let's hop into the story time. Pretty much it was early in the morning. I was chilling, relaxing, having a good day. Friend messaged me. He all like, hey man, you trying to go to the mall? I'm all like, you know what? Yeah, might as well go to the mall. Ain't nothing to do, no way. So then I tell my mom, I'm all like, hey mom, I'm gonna go to the mall with a friend. She's all like, okay, if you want, I could drop you off. I say, you know what? Yeah, sure, you could do that. So then I get ready, she gets ready, we hop in the car, and boom, she drives me to the mall. We're in front of the mall. Before I hop out, she gives me money. Cause, at that time I stopped doing all my reselling, and then I ain't even have a job yet, but that reselling made me plenty of money. So yeah, she gives me money. I walk into the mall, see my homeboy, and then he all like, hey man, what's good? Low key, you should try and steal with me. I'm all like, boy, nah, after what happened last time, just nah, bruh. Which the last time I ain't even steal. It was this dude that stole. I ain't even know he stole until I seen like 50 cop cars pull up. And then the employee started cussing me out, assuming that I stole with him, which was low-key some crazy work. But yeah, after I said that, he was all like, boy, come on, please, bro. I promise you I won't get caught this time at all. And then plus, I'll actually let you know if I steal, bro. And then after he says that, I'm just like, boy, hell no, I'm not stealing. Shoot, you could do it. But I'm just, nah, bro, I might have to pass on that. And then he was all like, man, I guess so, it is what it is. Which low-key, I knew bro was finna steal. Cause this is literally the dude that got me trespassed at a grocery store like a few months ago. Or actually, yeah, a few months ago. It was during winter break. Went to the store. This dude grabbed a huge fat box full of snacks and then just walked straight out the store. It was a Dollar General right across from the football field that the whole town knew about because that was the only one besides the one at a middle school nobody really liked. But yeah, because of that, he got me trespassed from a grocery store, the one that I'd go to quite literally every single day. Almost got me in trouble at a gas station too, but yeah, I'm gonna have to explain those stories next story time. But yeah, back to the mall. Pretty much we walked to that store, which it was it had all types of nice Nike techs, nice shoes. It had everything an athlete would want, everything just something that everybody would like, especially if you're one of those people that like having a good style, like having drip, or if you want that little, athlete style, stuff like that. And he just sitting there looking through the store like, I might grab a few Nike techs, grab a few shoes. I'm all like, hey man, you do you getting caught. So then, yeah, pretty much he sits there, grabs a few Nike techs, grabs a few shoes, and this dude wants to sit there and crawl under the room, the changing room or the fitting room, whatever they call it. Well, he crawls under one door that leads to the little, spot that's full of fitting rooms, and then he wants to crawl under the door to one of the fitting rooms. And I see this dude, he takes off his shoes, hides them somewhere in there, and then he puts on the other shoes and then throws on the Nike tech. And then this dude walks out, got the other Nike techs in his hand. He was all like, hey man, watch this, I'm gonna do this. He takes one Nike tech that he had in his hand, puts it in his pants, and then the other one, he kind of like stretches out, ties it behind his arms. Well, not behind his arms, but ties it behind his back. And then this dude wraps it around his chest, like real tight. And then he puts the Nike Tech over it. And I'm just like, dude, what is this dude doing? And then before he do that, all those little, I forgot what they call them, but it's those white things that they have all over the clothes and stuff, all over boxes and everything. So like if you try and walk out with it, that'll set off the alarm. And he made sure he took all of that stuff off. I'm just like, dang, bro, okay. But this dude was low-key mad retarded because there was a whole bunch of cameras in there. And then plus some of that stuff that he had, put in his pants, because he ain't just put a Nike Tech in his pants. They still had that white thing on it. But that dude's all like, man, it's good. I'll get away with it. I don't care. So this dude is most definitely retarded. He forgot to take the thing off that sets off the alarm. And this dude does it in front of 3 cameras, because literally 2 cameras outside the store, which is literally one of the main parts of the whole entire mall. And then, what's it called? He does it in front of a camera that's literally in the store. And I'm just like, typical freshmen. Because he was a freshman. Like I said, I'm a sophomore. And this dude runs straight out that store. All you hear is beep, beep, beep. And then every employee sits there. They looking at that dude. I'm just like, what in the world? And then one of them called the security guards. 5 security guards pull up in there. They were all like, hey, describe what he looked like, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And they were all like, oh, yeah, he looked like this and that. They were playing camera footage. And then they were talking about how the next time he comes over, they'll make sure that, he gets caught and they'll ban him from here, all this other stuff. And yeah, man, it's crazy. Fast forward a few minutes later, this dude is sitting in a corner across from the store waiting for me to come out. I'm all like, man, you lucky you ain't get caught. He was all like, yeah, man. So then fast forward, again, he goes to a whole nother store, does the same thing. I forgot what store it was, but it was another store, just like the one we had went to before, but it was mainly just shoes. Except he asked him for a bag. He asked for 2 bags, and then he goes to the restroom. He ain't take the shoes yet, but he goes to the restroom. And then he puts the shoe, well, not the shoes, he ain't even grab them yet, but he puts all the Nike Techs in that bag. Somehow, some way, this dude already had a fake receipt. He probably had, I don't know, printed that or something. But yeah, had a fake receipt, put all the Nike Techs and all the other stuff he had inside of a huge bag. And then, yeah, he went into a whole nother store and snatched a bag out from behind their counter like a retard, when he could have just asked those people for another bag that he had got those 2 bags from. I swear, bro, these freshmen be retarded. And then, yeah, he goes in there, yanks some shoes, and then they automatically notice. They start yelling at him. He just running off, dashing off. And, man, fast forward, since they looked at the cameras in both of the stores, they come up to me. They all like, man, was you stealing? Did you steal anything? And there's no point in lying. We seen you on the camera. I was all like, I mean, hey, whatever he does, that's his business. That ain't mine. I ain't steal nothing. And then they asked me, did you know if he stole? I was all like, to be honest, nah, I wasn't even paying attention. I thought he already bought it. So then, yeah, I let them pat me down. They search me. They do all that stuff. And then they were all like, okay, you're good. Just watch who you be hanging around in here. I'm all like, all right, for sure, for sure. And And then fast forward hours later, my little cousin, a few of my little cousins, matter of fact, had pulled up. And they brought some homeboys and homegirls. It was like 10 of each, 10 homies, 10 girls. It's like they was just ready to party in the mall or something. And I'm just thinking this is going to be them having fun, doing all types of stuff. And all of them, they were still in middle school. They were all about like what? I say like 12 to 14. I think they were mostly just 12 and 13. And obviously, since I'm a sophomore, I was 16. Still 16. Gonna be a few months till I'm 17. Birthday August 3rd, you know. But yeah, back to the point. Pretty much, they was all there, chilling, doing their thing, having fun. All the boys was staring at these 3 specific girls talking about some, yeah, man, they bad, they fine. I should low-key, try and bag them. And then, yeah, the whole time, all those boys trying to sit there and flirt with those 3 girls while they walking all around the mall. The girls sitting there smirking the whole time, just enjoying life, but at the same time looking like they scared. And I'm just like, typical middle school cornball activity. And then, yeah, just keep it going. And then they all like, hey, Jay, I should put you on with him. I'm all like, dog, no, no, bro. Y'all is like 12 or 13 in middle school. Here I am in high school with, less than 2 years till I graduate, and I'm 16, finna be 17 in a few months. Like, nah, I'm good on that. And then plus, you could tell they some little kids, bro. Except for one of them. The other one looked like she was probably older than me. But yeah, that's all I told them. They was all like, man, come on. It's not that big of an age gap, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I'm all like, bro, nah. Just nah, bro. And then they go up to the girls. They start telling the girls the same thing. They all like, hey, man, you should go you should go try and date them, go mess with them. The girl sitting there like, I'm all like, bruh. And low-key, I wanted to just walk away from them, but I couldn't, because the whole reason I was there watching them and with them was because my aunt and my mom had texted me and said, I need to stay there, watch them, just be with them till they get picked up, which they was going to be there till like, midnight? And I was just like, bro, oh my God. All this corniness, bro. Like, what is going on? So, yeah. Time goes by. They still trying to put me on with this dang girl, which is low-key getting on my last nerve. But I just don't say nothing. And then that's when they all like, hey, man, let's go to the store. And I'm all like, what store is y'all talking about? And then they want to point at this 18-plus store. And I forgot what the store was called, but if you look inside the store, man, they had Pornhub shirts, all types of freaky 18-plus shirts. They had dildos, vibrators. They had all types of stuff in there. I'm all like, dog, y'all is not walking in there, bro. Just chill. And then they all like, okay, you think we won't? Dog, 5 of the boys walk in there. And just so I know they not finna do nothing stupid, especially because my little cousin was in there, I walk in there with him. I'm all like, bro, get out, bro. What is y'all doing? They all like, I don't know. And me being me, like, I'm just sitting there walking around, checking the stuff out, just looking, trying to see, like, what all they got in there and what that stuff actually be looking like in person, because I ain't never seen no dildo or anything in person before, because I'm not the type of person that's going to walk around looking at those and trying to get those and actually have those. Like, nah, I'd rather be dead. So, yeah, I'm just sitting there looking around, and then I turn back after looking around maybe for like a minute or two, just curious to what all this stuff be looking like. And then, bro, my cousin and a few of his little homeboys that had walked in there with him, They all got a good handful of dildos in their hand. They got some in their pockets. And then they got all types of crazy stuff. They sitting there playing with them. The employees looking at them like, dog, what is y'all doing? And then two of them turned to me. They all like, hey, man, if those are kids that you're with, you're going to have to watch them. Make sure they don't buy none of this stuff. They told that to me like I was 18 or something. I was just all like, oh, okay. And yeah, I just tell them kids, hey, man, y'all going to have to put that back. So then they all put them back. They walk out. One of them still had a dildo in their pocket. They just sat it in the middle of the restroom. I'm just like, bro, you just nah. And me being me, I walked back to the store. I ain't snitch or nothing, but I'm all like, hey, man, there's a dildo in the middle of the restroom. Well, it's in the middle of the hallway that's like close to the restroom, leads to it. They were all like, did you sit it there? I was all like, no, I'm not touching no dildo. Especially because I'd much rather be dead than getting caught touching one of those. Got me messed up. They was all like, oh, okay. So then, yeah, one of them go there, pick it up, put it back because they seen it was still in the box. Well, I mean, it was open a little bit, but put back in the box. And then, yeah, after hours and hours and hours of them doing all this stupid stuff and still bugging them girls, and then them girls started to try and mess with me at some point. Finally, it hit midnight. All my cousins' homeboys and homegirls leave. It's just me and two of my cousins. And then my mom messaged me. She all like, oh, hey, your cousin's mom, a.k.a. your aunt, she'd come and pick all of y'all up. She'll drop you off, drop them off, stuff like that. Or if you want to, you could stay the night at their house. I'm all like, not right now, but I'll probably stay the night at their house like 1 or 2 nights next time. And then she was all like, okay. So then I get dropped off. I'm just sitting there like, yeah, I'm just nah. I'm not going to the mall with them again unless it's just me and my cousins. Maybe a few of their homeboys, but I ain't doing that again unless I had to. So yeah, man, that was it. Typical corny story time. But yeah, catch y'all next one. I'm out.